Hi, I'm John Smith, a guitarist and songwriter, and I'm here today to talk about the EBS Stanley Clarke signature acoustic preamp. So I have a few different pickups in this guitar actually. I've got a Mimesis Kudos here and an LR Baggs Lyric under the saddle. That just gives me loads of options. I sometimes come out of the Mimesis in stereo, sometimes I'll come out of one side of the Mimesis in stereo with the Baggs Lyric, sometimes I'll go mono on the Lyric. It all depends on the venue. The problem I found is that stereo preamps are typically so limited in their function and so heavy. No one has built something that just works and does everything I need it to, that weighs as much as a guitar pedal. Anyway, finally, here it is. This is it. That does everything I need it to. So for the purposes of this video, I will be using the magnetic side of the Mimesis and the LR Baggs Lyric microphone, A and B. So I'll put my magnetic into channel A and my mic into channel B. Here you've got your gain. I always put in more mic. I always take the treble out of the magnetic side and compensate on the mic side. Hardly any bass on the mic side, lots of bass on the magnetic side. One of the functions I really love is this filter switch. On the left, you've got these values from off up to 450. If you set this to HP, this acts as a high-pass filter. It just eliminates everything underneath that frequency. But if I set it to notch, these numbers from 70 up to 2.2K, these represent a deep cut in the frequency range. In the mid-section, we've got a dial here that indicates a frequency. The dial on the right cuts or boosts in that range. Then we've got a really nice little effects loop, a line output, which is handy if you're putting this preamp before a line selector or anything like that. Okay, on the back we've got a ground lift, a speaker simulation for the balanced output, a mic in, an auxiliary input, a headphone input, and then the power in is 9V DC 500 milliamps, so I run that off my pedalboard power supply. For some shows this will be the heart of my pedalboard, but the beautiful thing about it is that I can just take it out of that pedalboard, put it on something like this, and I've got an incredibly compact flight rig. And that's the thing, you know, when you're getting on a plane and going to play a gig somewhere miles away, you don't want to be carrying a really heavy stereo preamp around that takes up half your hand luggage. Someone has finally understood actually that guitar players don't need to be carrying around an extra couple of kilos everywhere they go. Now I'm going to put some guitar through it, see what you think.